Alright. Let's see if this shit works. Also, I kind of need to see what my levels are like. Hello, hello. Yeah, that's probably good. So, this took way too long to get set up. And the bike down here was really annoying because I had to carry this chair. But, I want to talk to you guys about my job. At 23 years old, I got my first job. And I graduated with a degree in computer science in 2024. Never had a job. Always wanted to just focus on my studies. I'll split the blame 50-50 with my parents because I feel like there's no reason not to just have a freaking Walmart job or something like that. But yeah, so I'll take full blame though on not doing internships over the summer. I had absolutely no reason not to. I could have gotten a stupid IT job on campus. Like, that would have been fine. Freaking help desk, whatever. Like, they bring in a laptop and they're like, this isn't working. And then you look at it. Clock in, clock out for however much a semester. Could have been a tutor, whatever. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. And so I graduated and then immediately started applying for stuff. Or that's not true. I applied like months before graduation. But LinkedIn is a hellscape. I hate LinkedIn so much. Oh my god. It's just like everyone on there. It's like Instagram for like for people who really desperately need a job and will do like anything to look good. Like how tween girls on Instagram will be like, look at how sexy I am. Look at where I'm going on vacation. I went to Hawaii with my family. But on LinkedIn, it's like, I had to have a tough conversation with my coworker. And blah, blah, look at how awesome I am. I handle myself so professionally. Shut up. You're so annoying. And so I was just spamming applications and watching all the YouTube videos of like, this is the best side project to do to get a software engineering job. And I probably applied for every software engineering job in my state, and anything that I was even remotely remote jobs that I was remotely qualified for. Overall, probably submitted 500 applications. Maybe a quarter maybe not a quarter. I don't know, half that I was actually qualified for. Did some silly side projects that like were kind of fun, but mostly just like bullshit that you see, like create a calculator app, create a to-do list app. Whoa, to-do list app? That's crazy. You know what's a to-do list app? Is a pen and paper. That's crazy. And so, like, I didn't really find anything I was truly passionate about to work on. And so I was just grinding hard. And never got a job. I got, So I got one interview with a job I was fully unqualified for, and so it was really sad to go in there. And then they asked me, like, what's your experience with machine learning? And I'm like, nothing. Like, I didn't say that because I worked on it a little bit in school, but pretty much, like, professionally and projectly, nothing. And they were like, all right. I missed a call back for a job that was like a temp job at a old folks home working IT. Like, get this, it was like it was through like a recruiting company, so they were like, yeah, if we have something, we'll call you back. They called me on like Wednesday, and then I responded on Friday because I had just like put it off, and they were like, yeah, the position's filled. I was like, all right, 2 days, whatever. So I biffed it there. Had a coding interview for a software engineering summer internship, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Like, I landed an interview. Are you kidding me? Did the interview. Dude sounded like just some, like, I don't know, some college kid. And he's like, what language would you like to use? And I was like, C++. And he was like, oh, I don't know that. So, at the end of the interview, he was like, yeah, I mean, you get my seal of approval. Like, you did good. Like, you walked through stuff intelligibly. I don't think he said that. But he was pretty much, like, raving about me. And I was like, oh, my God, I, like, killed it. And he said, okay, but, like, you know, there's more steps to this interview process. So you pass with me, but, you know, prepare for the next ones if in the case that you make it. And I was like, all right, sounds good. Rejected. Week later, rejected. And then no information as to why. Just the typical, you know, we've decided to move on to other candidates. That awesome automated, stupid automated email that if you Control F'd searched through my email inbox would probably find 200 or so of those emails. And yeah, I've never gotten like a response where it was like, this is why. Which I get it. I get why. Because it's just automated, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like, it's just tough. And people will complain about the job market too. I'm not going to act like I'm like, woe is me, whatever. Like, get out there. Try to make of it what you can. But it's just been a grueling process since May. So that's what? May, June, well, actually maybe like April, because I started applying then, so like April, May, June, July, August, September, October, 7 months, and then out of nowhere, I get a job in the dumbest way. I go to my cousin's bourbon party. We go there, smoke cigars, drink bourbon, and that's it. Just like a guy's night. And his neighbor is trying to watch a hockey game on the TV because there's one playing the World Series for baseball, and then the other one he wanted to get working for hockey, and it wouldn't connect. And so then I fixed it, and he was like, oh yeah, I need some IT at my company. It might reach out to you. And I was like, yeah, I'll send you my resume. And then he like looked at me more seriously and he was like, no, but actually. And I was like, okay. So I did. Because after 6 or 7 months of sending whatever to whoever, application wise, I was not about to dilly-dally. And so I did not dilly, nor did I dally, and I got the number of my cousin's friend, or neighbor friend, and then I sent him my resume. And then a couple days later, he called me, telling me about how the job works, what he needs to be done, and then like a couple days after that, I tour the place, interview, sort of, and then another week later, I have the job. So, 6-7 months of grueling LinkedIn, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Handshake for any of you college students who know what that is. Nothing. And then go to a bourbon party, meet some dude, fix a TV. By the way, it was just software updating the Roku. and then I get a job. And I know this is off topic, but I was even applying to retail jobs. Like, I was applying to, like, Hallmark, Barnes & Noble, grocery stores. Like, I was getting rejected from everything, which makes sense because they're probably, like, hiring 16-year-olds, but, like, come on. You can't hire a helpless 23-year-old trying to find literally anything. But I digress. I got a job. And better pay than minimum wage retail, mind you. So I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, it's just like pretty much showing that networking is king nowadays, just because there's so much bullshit online. Like, I would see LinkedIn applications that are like an hour old and would have like 100+ applications already. And I'm like, what am I even supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Like, if I graduated with a comp sci degree, there's probably thousands more with those same exact credentials going for these jobs. And it's like, what am I going to do? Like, unless I'm physically reaching out or like walking into their place, like, I cannot differentiate myself at all. And I started doing that. I started reaching out to like recruiters and even like workers, which felt so disgusting. I'll tell you a quick story. There was a guy working at, I think it was Grammarly, and he had like some website, just like some blog, and he was like a senior software engineer, so I was like, okay, that's high ranking, so he'd like vouch for me good if I snuggled up to him. And so I saw his website, and he talked about his workout regimen, because he was like a runner or something. And he talked about his diet, he talked about like lifting and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, hey man, I saw your website and it was so cool that, you know, you work out and stuff. I love to lift too. How do you handle the scheduling workouts around, you know, working? And then he just gave me some quick, blunt answer of like, I don't find it difficult to do that. Like, he sounded like borderline autistic with like how regimented he was with all his stuff, so it makes sense that he was just like, sorry, I do not find this difficult. And I didn't have the balls to then, you know, bring up the follow-up question of, hey, do you think you could vouch for me? I'm an up-and-coming software engineer. And so I just, once I think he told me, oh, that is not hard for me. And then I said something like, oh, haha, I guess I have no excuse then. And then, I couldn't send that next message. It was too fake. That's why I hate LinkedIn so much, because it's so, like, fake. You can just feel, like, the person writing their messages wincing behind the stupid guise of professionalism that you have to be behind. Whatever, it sucks. I hate it. And so that's what set me apart in getting a freaking job, was doing hands-on things in person, fixing a Roku, instead of just being like, here, I'm computer science graduate number 9006. Please hire me. What sets you apart? Oh, I followed a YouTube tutorial on how to build a portfolio website, and I built this in 6 hours. That's awesome. You can follow a YouTube video and type the things that the person on the video is typing on the screen on your computer. You can type that. That's awesome. So, yeah, that's how I got a job. So, it's good. I feel like my life felt very meaningless beforehand. Like, once you're graduated and you don't really have, like, much reason to wake up. Not like in a depressed way, but literally like when you wake up and besides lifting weights for like an hour and a half and like reading a book, like to not have something that you're doing at length for multiple hours, like at least for me, made me feel very, very empty. And after a certain point, it was kind of like not cabin fever, but I felt like I was like half going crazy, where it was just like, all right, time to wake up and eat breakfast at 11:30 a.m. and then work out, and then and then eat, and then it's 4 p.m. and it's like the day's gone. And then I play video games and then feel like I've done nothing with my life, and then do it again. And do that every day, 7 days a week, so that the weekdays blend into the weekdays blend into the weekends, and you just have this long string of like a sad vacation that you can't even enjoy because you have this overbearing feeling of needing to get a job and be productive, just like looking over your shoulder all the time. So that, yeah, it sucked. And so I kind of walk around now with like just this feeling of like a sense of pride, just like that, you know, I did something today. Like walking on campus, because I go to class at like 5:30 p.m. I kind of walked around with like this sense of like, yeah, I just did something for 7 hours. I work part-time right now because I am going to school as well. But yeah, it like feels good, and it sounds kind of weenie to connect it to this, but like even just like talking to girls or even just people in general, but like girls mostly, because that's where the anxiety is with dudes usually. Like it feels less scary because you know that you're producing something in the world. Like when you're a college student and you have no job and no bitches, no nothing, it's like, what the hell? I'm just walking around and I'm a jobless blob that goes to school, and that's it. Who knows? Maybe that's a internal thing I gotta work on, but like like a freaking switch flipped once I got a job. It was just like, oh, I like have a purpose, and it feels good to like kind of be a part of something greater, like an act of servitude, you know? So that was good. That was good. This is good. Hopefully. It's not was. I would hope I don't get fired immediately. But it's a good job. It's whatever. It's like an IT help desk, whatever. So it's nothing amazing, but it's a first job. And it's a job gained in a very difficult time for everyone. So I'm just really, really grateful that I could kind of pull out with this. Like I was very scared I was gonna go like another year without a job, like finish my master's degree and still not have a job. So I'm really happy about this. It's not the most relevant job to, you know, software engineering, but it's something. And so what's the takeaway from this video? I don't know. Getting jobs suck. You could literally be applying to shit for 6 months and be working on yourself, get certifications for computer science, or well, not computer science, IT, if anyone knows what CompTIA is. But like, you could be supporting yourself and making yourself a better candidate, and you could still suck for many, many months. So don't feel bad, I guess. And don't be a bitch. I was a bitch. I was like trying to reach out to people with like the ulterior motive of getting a job. So like the only reach out I could ever do was just being straight up and just being like, look, I'm a up and coming software engineer. I would love if you could, let me know about positions at your place, blah blah blah. Don't just be like, hey, you seem like a cool person, let's be friends, because that's slimy. Whatever, if you want to do that, do it. I'm just kind of projecting how uncomfortable I am with doing that. And then networking, like in this day of just sending like spam applications on LinkedIn, and like AI can write your cover letters and shit like that, being like proving your humanity with a call or being in person or etc., like that's gonna set you apart. And who am I to tell you? I'm not a recruiter. I'm not like a 5-year job veteran at some software engineering place, whatever. Like, I'm just some dude who finally got a job, but that's what seemed to work for me. Who knows? Maybe you won't get to that bourbon party and meet the person that you need to, but like, if you have that opportunity, do not waste it. And I didn't, because I'd already had missed opportunities in the past. Don't let shit slip. Yeah. Is that a good conclusion? I don't know. That's me getting my job. Hope you can get a job too if you don't have a job. If you have a job, stop watching this video. Alright, love you. Bye.